Hello gamers, it's Tom Sidener, the Lonely Gamer, and today I'm going to do a surprise unboxing for you. It's not a surprise to you, it was a surprise to me, because one of my Kickstarters came today and I didn't know what's coming. So I must not have paid attention to the announcements they make, but I never got a tracking number or any kind of indication that anything was coming, but it's really cool, so let's take a look. So today we're going to look at the Myth Journeyman Kickstarter. It comes with two expansions, the Shores of Kanis here and the Blackwall Warrens here. There's a ton of other stuff I have coming for this game, so this must be shipment 1 because I've got a ton of stretch goals and a ton of modules that I ordered that I did not get. But I figured I would open up these boxes and let you guys see what comes inside. So let's go ahead and start with the Blackwall Warrens, and then we'll move to the Shore of Kanis after that. The boxes are really nice, they're in really good shape, and the thing was packed really well. So no shipping damage on the items, so I have to say that. The boxes have really nice artwork on it, same artwork that they have in the original Myth game. And also it has that nice shiny look to it. So it has that kind of, some of the items on the front have a little bit of a shiny sheen to them. It's really cool, makes the artwork pop on the boxes. Let's get this box open. So inside we have a rule book right here. This looks like a typical Myth rule book, hopefully written better than the original Myth rule book. The original Myth game had a horrendous rule book that really tainted the game for quite a long time, but the people at MegaCon Games, they came out with a 2.0 rule book, which was really nice, and did a much better job, and hopefully this is in the same vein. I haven't had a chance to look at this yet, but I will definitely take a look at it. I also have a module book. This is one of the things that really excited me about the Journeyman, the inclusion of modules now. So just like the old Dungeons and Dragons games, you have these modules that you can play through. My game group has actually played through one of the modules that they put out ahead of time to kind of give an example of what the modules were going to be like, and it was excellent. We had a really fun time playing it, and I'm looking forward to getting back to playing this game with my game group and working through some more modules. So this is the module book. It has all the different modules, and the modules are nice because they tell you, what tiles to lay out and what creatures to put on the tiles, and so on and so forth. If you're not familiar with Myth, Myth is a cooperative game which has an automaton for the overlord, and so you don't have to have somebody play the overlord. Looks like we have a new tile, and one thing I noticed right out of the box, and one of the complaints of the original Myth game from my game group, was the fact that it was really hard to see where the lines were on the tiles for the people to move around, and I noticed even from this far away to the camera you can actually see the dividing lines for those, and so they've done a really good job of increasing the visionary part of this, where you can see where the dividing lines on the tile are, because in the original sometimes they were so dark and so blended into the background that you couldn't tell if you were actually in a square or not. So very nice. So nice game tile. Looks like a bunch of mayhem on this one. And then we've got some tokens here. The tokens are very shiny. This is one thing I've noticed. MegaCon Games has gone to a more shiny token. The originals were not this shiny, but these are very nice. It's got the Journeyman placards for each character. In Myth, you have a player board, and you put this placard in, which kind of gives you the information on the characters. The original game had like level 1 characters type, and Journeyman is a increased character level, and so then you can replace your original placards with these. They pop right into the actual player board. Looks like we've got a new lair. Looks like it's a crocodile or alligator lair, and right there, and so like a big monster type here. And then we've got some other tiles or tokens that I'm assuming are specific to the modules. So a lot of the times the modules will use these tokens for the different things that the heroes need to accomplish within the module. So that's very nice. Here's another tile, very nice. And you, like I said, you can see the lines for the squares to move in. And then here's the other side. We've got a little bit of a green goop here, which might be deadly, and then a lot of skulls, so that kind of leads to deadly as well. So. And then this one looks like it goes with that one, and a little more green goop. And then over here we've got like a looks like a altar of some type. Looks like something's been sacrificed at it. Kind of scary. And then on the other side we have what looks like maybe a lair of some type. Okay, so that's all the larger cardboard. We've got some other cardboard tiles in here. We've got this one here. Okay. These are 6x4s. There's that. So 2 large tiles, a mid tile. This one's a 8x8. We've got 2 6x4s, and then these look to be 6x6s, and we've got 3 of these. So this one, this one, that one's cool. It looks like there's a hole in the ground that leads someplace, probably someplace dangerous. And we've got this one. Alright, so that's it for the tiles. The next thing we have is the miniatures. Let's see what we've got in the way of miniatures. If these miniatures are anything like the original miniatures from Myth, the original miniatures from Myth were very, very high quality and very good quality. So that's one thing that MegaCon has going for them in the Myth line. Now, some of the miniatures that they put out for the Mercs line were not as detailed and not as nice, but so far, and I haven't pulled these out yet, but so far I've been very impressed with the miniatures from the Myth line. So here is the first miniature, a nice large, looks like almost a prehistoric type creature, like an alligator, or a prehistoric alligator. Probably must be a big boss because he's a big figure. So, and then we've got some what looks like some alligator style minions here, and looks like maybe an alligator style mini boss here. And then we've got a bunch of little gator type figures here. Just put these out so you can all see them. There's quite a few. Now, like I said, I didn't get any stretch goals with this, so more than likely there's going to be more of these miniatures coming. So all of them look to be in good shape. None of them look to be broken. It looks like we've got a couple different sculpts on these. I've got one here that's got a little lantern that he's carrying around, and one here that's got a little shield that he's got on him. So far 2 sculpts in the little alligator minions. We've got a what seems to be some kind of an ooze. It looks like it's got a treasure chest stuck in it, and a sword, and maybe some other items. So right there, I'll put him over here. And here's another larger alligator to go with those guys. Oh, we have a new hero. Here's the new hero. Can't remember what he is, but when I get the cards out, I'll tell you. When I put him, I'll put him right here on the tile. And here's another one of these guys, and another small guy, and another small guy, and another small guy. So there we go. That's what we have in the way of figures. So we got what looks like 2 bosses, 4 subordinates, 1 mini boss, and then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20 of the minions with 2 sculpts, and then we've got a new character here. Alright, so let's take a look at some of the cards. Now this is going to come with cards for the original characters as well as the card for this new character. I'm going to go ahead and move this off the table here. So what I'm seeing right here now is I'm seeing cards from the original characters. This looks like maybe for the archer. I think brown was the rogue, so these look like new rogue cards. We got some new rogue cards. More rogue cards. These are purple, so I'm pretty sure these are the mystic or the magic user. The nice thing is all the cards in Myth are color coded based on their character type. So those are purple, blue. So we got some more warrior cards, and there you go, warrior cards. And then we've got the new figure, which is the outsider. And I take that back. These actual purple cards are for the outsider, not for the magic user. I think the magic user was red. But the outsider, and then here's his actual deck. So in the first game, each character had a full deck, and then they had cards that can be added to the deck. And so these are add-on cards, and these are the deck cards. And each figure also has a card which actually outlines the character and tells about the character's stats and everything. And so that's there as well. So this is actually the deck for this guy. We've got some equipment. Some of this equipment will be starting equipment for this new hero, and then some of it will be equipment that they can find when they're exploring. So brown equipment is starting equipment, so it looks like we've got two starting equipment for the new guy. It looks like it's the tattered cloak and the obsidian glaive. These are a little bit nicer starting equipment than what the original characters got, because I think the original warrior got a fire poker and somebody got a stick. You know, so these actually seem a little nicer for starting equipment. And then we've got our green equipment, which our green equipment is our lowest level equipment. We have blue equipment, which is better than the green equipment. Then we have orange equipment, which is really good equipment. And then we've got gold equipment, which usually comes from the modules. So the scenarios usually have these specific equipment in them. A lot of them are like sets. Like here's a set, a Warden of the Mask set, and it shows you all the items that you have in that set. And if you have all those items, then you actually get that set bonus too that's on there as well. So those are pretty nice. So let's open this one, see what's in here. Okay, so the first thing I see in here are some merchant cards. So this is an orange merchant, so that would be a highest level merchant. Then we've got a green merchant, which is the lowest level merchant. And then we've got some blue merchants, which are mid-level merchants. And those merchants show up within the modules after you complete certain tasks. I see we've got some bad guy cards here. We got the Avatar of Fire. There's no character in here for this, but I did see a big token for this guy, so we have that. We have the Avatar of Earth. Also no character. These characters I think are in the stretch goals, to be honest with you, but if you buy this at retail, you just get the tokens for these larger characters. So we've got the Snappa, which are these little guys. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, the little guys are the Snappa, and this is their card. We have the Cruncher, which are these guys, these mid-sized guys. So there's their card. And then we have Gator, which is this guy. And there's his card. And we have Allie, which is this girl, I guess. I think Allie's a girl. So there's her card. And she has multiple cards because the way it works in Myth is when you defeat level 1, then they level up to level 2, and you got to defeat level 2. Kind of like a video game concept almost. And here's Gelatus, who is the blob. And this is his card, which gives all his stats and his attacks and everything, and his tactics. So each one of these cards have tactics on them, and since it's a cooperative game with no overlord, they all have tactics, and they go by their tactics when they attack. We have a darkness deck. So this is the darkness deck. You draw these cards during every darkness cycle, and it tells you what happens, who attacks, and what bad things happen to the heroes. I hope these have been added to the app, because we actually use the app, which actually has these in it, which is pretty nice. But here they are in physical form. We have some a whole bunch of different quests. So there's modules, which are in the module book, which is like a module from Dungeons & Dragons, but you also have quests that you can throw out real quick and just do a really quick quest. And they're contained on these cards, and they have the setup on the back, how you set up the quest, and on the front they have all the description of the quest. So these are pretty cool as well. And there's a bunch of these that come in here. And then we have more cards for the base heroes. We have orange, which I'm pretty sure is the healer. So there's the orange for the healer. And we have red for the oh no, wait, that's still orange, sorry. We have red for the magic user there, and we have green for the archer. I play the archer, so I'm very familiar with the archer cards. This is for the archer character, and this is kind of like the second level of the archer, the journeyman level. So you're going to add these cards to your deck as you do these harder modules, and as you level up, you're going to get to add cards to your deck. Alright, well that's it for the first one, the Blackwall Warrens. And so I'm going to remove all this stuff from the table real quick, and then I'll come back and I'll show you the Shores of Kanis and what's in there. Okay, so now we're back with the Shores of Kanis. We're going to take a look at what's inside of this. I did save one of the decks from the other expansion because I'm assuming that this comes with cards for the heroes as well, and I'm curious to see if they're the same cards in here that you got in the other one. I don't know, so I'm going to compare them. So let's go ahead and open this one. This is the same way, in very nice shape. The box is beautiful. It's got some nice artwork on it, and that artwork has kind of a sheen to it, which actually makes it really pop and stand out on the box. So that's one thing I have to give it to MegaCon Games, is they do a really nice job on the artwork and the boxes and everything. And it's consistent. I like that it's consistent between the games, so they must be using the same artists for everything, and that's kind of nice as well. So here we go. We're going to look inside here. We've got, of course, the module book for this expansion. So this has different modules than the other one, so you can play through this one as well. And it has the same rule book as in the other expansion, so this is identical. It has some really nice tiles here. Look at this one. This was a sand tile. The lines are a little hard to read on this one. These are a little gray, and as you can see, you really cannot see the lines in this video. You can kind of up here in the blue a little bit, you can kind of see. So this one's a little, harkens back a little to the harder to see. I kind of wish they would have done black instead of gray on these lines so that you could see it better. Here's an oasis over here, which is pretty cool. So this is a 8x8 tile. So there's one of those. Here are the punch outs, and some of these are identical because it's got the warrior and the tactician and the weaver and everything, which are the second level of some of the other figures from the first game. So it looks like some of those are duplicates. We've got a new layer here, and we've got some new tokens. So it looks like everything's different on the tokens except for these here. So this is so if you buy only one of the expansions, you still get the upgrades for the characters. Oh, here's a beautiful tile. We got a beautiful whirlpool tile. This is kind of really cool. And we also have a looks like a desert tile with some kind of a idol in the middle that has been knocked over. This one is, I think, a 10x10. Yes, this is a 10x10 tile, so this is a large tile. And this is another interior tile, a large tile, and it is actually a 10x10 as well. and it has an outside and an inside, it looks like, of a temple. So now we've got 6x4 tiles. We have this one here, which is a desert scene with a river on the back. That's pretty cool. And then this one we have a river, which can connect to this river. But what's cool is on the back of this one, we have a boat. So in this expansion, your people can get on a boat and ride around on the boat and go down the whirlpool. So dangerous waters. And now we have some 6x6 tiles. So here's a 6x6 tile. It looks like an island. I think there are a couple tiles here, 3 of them, that actually make an island. So you have to take your boat out to the island. Let's see, how does this go? Oh, it goes over here. So you have to take your boat out to the island to do some kind of quest. So that's pretty cool. And on the back of these we have temple tiles. So there's an interior temple tile, and this looks like a big floor plan tile within the temple. And here's a nice temple tile with a looks like a bathtub or some kind of a place fountain or whatever you want to call it. So there you go. So those are the tiles that are in this game. Put these right off of here. And now to the minis for this game. So I want to note that in the last package I had no minis that were broken. So we'll hope that we keep that up in this package. So let's see what we've got. We got a big guy right here in the middle. He's got a hold of some of the other guys. So let's see if we can dislodge them. So this is a nice big character. A little bent on his sword. I'll have to heat that up. A lot of people use hot water to do theirs. I use my daughter's hair dryer. Just heat it up a little bit and straighten that out, but not broken, and really nice detail. So that a really nice big bad there. And then we've got some guy there. We've got some little guys. They look like little dogs. And it looks like there's at least 2 sculpts of the little dogs. Yeah, get them all out there. I'm assuming that the numbers are the same in this as they were in the other. 20 for these, 4 for these, and 1 for these. Here's another bad guy. She looks like a river bad guy or a lake bad guy, so a water spirit of some type. So put her over here. More dogs. Here's another mid-sized minion. There you go. More dogs. Some of the dogs are a little loopy. They're going to have to be heated up and straightened up. This one's a little cockeyed this way, but not too bad. I've seen much worse. I have Dungeon Saga, and I had figures in Dungeon Saga that were completely bent over and had to be heated up and straightened up. So these are definitely much better than that situation. So here's more dogs. Lots and lots of dogs in this one. Bad puppies. Okay. And then we've got our mini boss here. Looks like some kind of a chieftain, like with a bird's face. So there we go. And our hero that comes with this one, and I think this is the swashbuckler, if I'm not mistaken, but we'll find out when we get to the cards. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20 of those, yes. 4 of these, 1 mini boss, and 2 masters. Let's move this off of the table, and we will take a look at the cards. So let's go ahead and open the small cards first. We can see what the starting equipment for the new character is. Alright, so we've got a replica rapier for the new character, and an improvised shiv. So maybe he's escaped from prison. So there we go. And then we've got some green items. These items definitely look different than the ones that come in the other one, because these look to be pirate based. We've got a flintlock pistol and some other things. We've got blue items, which are the next level of items. And then we've got some orange items. These are the highest level of items so far. And then we've got gold items, which are usually module or quest items. And so, as well, these have sets in them, which you get a set bonus if you get all of them. Alright, let's go ahead and let's open this one first, because I actually think this is the first package. So, let's get this one open. We'll take a look in here. So, we're starting out with our merchants, and I don't know, these look kind of familiar, so I don't know if these are the exact same merchants in the other package. I can't get to those right now, but here at the end I'll pick these up, I'll put these to the side, and we'll check and see if these are the same merchants that you get in the other package. You get 1 orange, 1 green, and 3 blue ones in here. Then you get the cards for the bad guys, so you've got the Ocus, which are the little doggy creatures. There you go. You got the Anocus, which are the mid-size creatures. There you go. You get Aluki, which is the bird-looking tribal guy. You get Anakara, Keeper of the Dead, which is the big bad here, and he of course has he only has 1 card. So surprisingly, he only has 1 card to deal with. And then we've got Yumilia, which is the water spirit type bad guy. So those are the stat cards for all of them. And then we've got a darkness deck for this. And just like the other one, these are the event cards that you draw when you're playing cooperative, and these actually control the minions. We have several more quests. And I'm assuming these are different quests than the other ones because they actually have the symbol for this set up here. So it would make sense that they would not be the same. And then we have our cards for our different creatures, our different heroes, not creatures. So we have orange cards for the healer. And we have red cards for the mage, and the red cards are the ones that I took out of the other one. So I'm going to really quick just look. So here's these cards, and here's these cards, and they all seem to be different cards. I don't see any duplicate cards with a quick look through. So it looks like you get different cards in both expansions, which is really awesome because that just more options for your heroes. So then we've got cards for the Archer, and I'm very excited about this because this is the card I've been waiting for because I play the Archer and this is my companion. It's a Black Panther, and little do people know is I actually have a black cat named Guinevere, and so I love the Black Panther type companion, so I'm very excited to get this card into my deck. So I think in the stretch goals there is a figure for this. I guess there is actually a token for this in this, but I'm pretty sure I will get a figure in the stretch goals. But yeah, these are the Archer cards. I'll open this other pack. These are just the remainder of the cards. So these are the Rogue cards and the Warrior cards here. Handful of Warrior cards. And then I think this is the new, yeah, these are the new cards. These are the Journeyman cards for the new character, which is a swashbuckler. It was a swashbuckler. So these are the expansion cards, and this is his deck. So this is his swashbuckler deck. And so the colors, I think they're kind of running out of colors because these colors are looking very close to the Rogue colors. So this is a brown and this is kind of like a brownish burgundy. So that may get a little confusing, but they do have their symbol up on the cards. And so this one has a skull and crossbone, which is the symbol of the swashbuckler. In the base game, you roll fate dice, and the fate dice have the symbols of the different people on it. So I don't know how that's going to work in this game. I have not looked into it, so apparently these new figures must share a fate symbol with another character, because there's no way to put a new face on the dice. So, but anyway, that's his deck, the new character, and that's it. That's everything you get in the first wave of the Journeyman shipment. Once I get my second wave of the Journeyman shipment, I will make another video to show you all of the stretch goals and all the add-ons and everything that I purchased with it. I did not purchase everything, but I did purchase the all modules expansion, so I get all the modules that they created, and there's several of them. I think there's 10. And then I also got all the stretch goals, which I will show off as well. So there you go. If you're a Myth fan, you're going to love this. I cannot wait to get back with my game group and play Myth again. 2 new modules, and the last time I think we played for like 6 weeks through a module. So really good times. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Until I talk to you again, happy gaming.